Okay, so the master planner. What are all the available options? There are actually 3 total available options for the master planner. Number 1, the first one we're going to go through today is the digital edition. That's the newbie. She's the new girl on the block, okay? She's the new girl in the squad. So the digital master planner is the first way you can get the master planner. The second way you can get the master planner is through the print-on-demand inserts. I'm going to show you those as well today. We'll talk about those as well. And then the third and final way you can get the planner is through the bound undated version, book-bound undated version that's on Amazon. This is the only undated version. It's the only physical version of the planner where you can order it and it comes to you and you don't have to do anything. It's like ready to go, right? These are the 3 versions. We're going to talk about all of them. We're mostly going to be focused on the first 2 though. I have a whole video on the book-bound that you can check out. I actually totally forgot to grab one even to show you. I'm so sorry. I'm kind of stuck behind a command center here. But I do have an entire video about the book-bound already. So we're going to be focusing on the first 2. I will talk about all 3 of them though. Okay, so the 2024 Digital Master Planner. What you get with your purchase in this planner. 6 master planning inserts to help you set goals, map routines, learn productivity strategy, and create your vision for the year ahead. The 2024 calendar spread, so a yearly calendar, the little mini calendars, yearly tracker, and a yearly overview. You get 2024 dated monthly, weekly, and daily pages. So there's no choices you make with this planner. It's all in there already. You get project planning inserts, the yearly project matrix, project tracker, the project plan with notes. You get all the idea capture inserts that I usually call brilliant ideas. Brain dump, brainstorm, and notes. And there's 3 styles of notes for you to choose from. The planner has hyperlinked tabs and quick navigation links between dated spreads and more. We're going to walk through it in a minute. And it comes with your purchase. When you buy this, it comes with both a portrait or vertical version, right? So you're holding your iPad or your tablet up and down, right? If that's the way you like to write. And it comes with a landscape or a horizontal orientation file, right? So if you like your planner to be more like a TV screen, right? Wider, and you like to see like a wider layout, shorter and wider, kind of a little bit more like a planner when it's open, you get both of the files. They're identical, other than some stylistic things that have to change because of the orientation, but they're identical in terms of what's included. Okay, and we're gonna walk through both of them. Okay, so here's the cover of the Digital Master Planner. Something I do wanna let you guys know is both the horizontal and vertical layouts, right? The portrait and the landscape, both of them have a cover that is portrait orientation, just because I think it looks better when you have the PDF like in your GoodNotes or whatever your e-reader is of choice that you use for the planning and annotation. I think it looks better for it to be up and down than for it to be portrait instead of landscape. So it does have a portrait orientation. Okay. So as you scroll through this, you begin, the first a couple of pages are what we call my master planning pages. So this is kind of like a pre-work that you're going to want to have just done in your planner. So the first page is all about setting your goals. The next page is your ideal day, where you're able to actually create your ideal daily routine. Okay, so time, activity, then there's some blocks where you could put like a morning, afternoon, evening routine, whatever you want to do, break things up. The next insert is your ideal week. This is another like essential, this thing is packed with productivity research strategy in insert form essentially. So this is your ideal week, where you'll create your ideal weekly routine, your ideal daily routine, and your ideal weekly routine. Then I have a layout here that has your routines so that you have a reminder for like what you should be doing yearly, quarterly, monthly, weekly, daily. And then it includes a little snippet about 10 strategies to manage a long to-do list. So these are going to be 10 like time management strategies, task management strategies that I recommend you utilize and learn about, right? To help you plan more, functionally. And then the final insert in this section is your vision board. Okay, so you are going to be able to use this to create yourself a digital vision board in your planner. I think that's so important to take your goals and turn them into a vision board for yourself for the year. Okay, so those were the beginning inserts. And when I scroll over, we start with the first divided section of the planner. So you see it's called calendars, and you can actually see up top we have tabs. We have a calendar tab, projects, brain dump, brainstorm, notes, and we have a little tab that looks like a book, like a little open book. If you tap that, that's what I consider the home. It closes your planner for you. So that's like the going back to home, close it all down, okay? So I'm gonna open us back up and I'm gonna click on our calendar, right? So I just clicked on the calendar tab and it brings us to this divider page essentially. Now, you see here what's listed in this section: 2024 year at a glance, the yearly tracker, yearly overview, January through June, and then the yearly overview, July to December. Now, if we scroll through this, I can scroll through with my hand, right? Tap through, right? But if I go back here, all of these are clickable links. So if I click year at a glance, it opens year at a glance. I go back, I want the yearly tracker. Here's the yearly tracker. Oops. I want the overview. There's the overview. Okay. So all of these are quick links to take you to the page that you want. Okay. So that's the calendar section. Something that I think is really unique about the layout of the master planner and the way that I intentionally designed this is that you can actually flip through this planner like by hand or whatever, if you tap on the side, depending on where your device is. You can actually flow through this planner and it's a very logical stream of inserts, right? I know that one of the problems with some other digital planners is everything is grouped together. So you don't really know what page to find something on unless it has a link. But with this planner, you literally can scroll through and it makes logical sense. You're never lost in your planner. Okay, so we're here in the calendar sections here. And of course, if I hit January, right, it's gonna take me one page over to the January calendar, okay? So this is your monthly view of the calendar, right? Your monthly calendar view. You can see we got all the dates. This is my like very typical month on 2 pages generally, which you'll see in the printed version, laid out as a digital landscape file. Notable things about this monthly plan. First thing, it has a this week column. The this week column you'll see has 3 checkboxes for every week of the year. Every week across your month. Something that I like to do with this column that I think is very important to note is when I'm going through my process of planning for the month, I will allocate tasks to that weekly list, right? So you actually can kind of, again, this is one of the things that like my synesthesia does. I need to apply tasks to specific weeks in order to kind of keep myself on track. Function of this page. Every week, if you go to select a date, you'll see that did you see that highlight showed up? That's a link. And it takes you to the weekly page for this week, right? So we'll go back to January and we can go through the weeks this way, right? Oops, sorry, didn't hit the right thing. Okay, so you can hit the weeks, goes to the week. Okay. What else? Let's keep going. I want to show you some more things about the monthly. So this is one of the things that, again, that makes the whole master planner really unique is I don't just have like one view to give you. I have additional inserts that are really meant to help you organize strategically your to-dos. So instead of most planners would just give you this page. When you go to the next page following the monthly, again, everything makes sense as you flip through. You have a complete task list on the left side, and you've got what I call the tracker on the right side. The tracker is for organizing all of your objectives. So the important things that you're working on from month to month are organized on the right side. You have a space for 3 objectives. They're usually projects, we would say, like project-based objectives. That's why they have kind of like multiple steps, right? Multiple checkboxes. Then you have an area for weekly actions. So something that you may only do like once a week, but it's something you do recurring. And then a spot at the bottom for daily actions, right? So these could be like daily habits you're working on. They could be things that you're doing every day or something that you are doing that is something you're trying to do multiple times a week. Like let's say you want to take a walk at lunchtime 3 days a week, that you would track it down in your daily actions, right? To help keep you on track across the month. Okay. So that is the second part of the monthly. So you've got a calendar, you've got the task list and the tracker. And then if you keep scrolling, you have the weeks, which we already said we can get to the weeks by tapping. Okay. This is what I call my horizontal weekly view. A week on 2 pages generally, but this is digital, so it's not on 2 pages, it's just a file. So this is the first week, of January. On the left side, we have what I call the dashboard, right? So you have a place to enter what your weekly objectives are, where I'm telling you to write down what is important to you this week. Right? Most planners aren't giving you things like this. What are your objectives? What are the things you're focused on this week so that you remember them? What are some reminders? What is something going on this week you have to remember? A bill you have to pay, an event, something you have to do, an errand, whatever it is, there's a space for your reminders. Then you have the double task list, one for work, one for personal. This is business, but that's like business is work. If you work for yourself, if you work for another company, if your work is within the home, right? And you're like, well, these are projects I have for the home. You may want to keep them separate from your personal things. So you have 2 task lists there so that you're keeping your personal life and your work life balanced, right? And then you have a habit tracker down at the bottom, right? For those daily actions that you're trying to track. On the right side of this insert, you have almost like, if you look at it on its own, it's almost like a week on 1 page. Every day has 3 checkboxes, which I call the daily top 3. This is where you will put the 3 most important tasks that you have to do that day. So again, we're not working just off of a to-do list, and I'm saying pick what you want to do today off your to-do list. You are going to take time to actually say what the 3 most important things that you have to do today in order to move this day forward, right? In order to progress your objectives, in order to make your life flow easily, what are the top 3 things, right? So you have a space for those. And then you have a nice big open space for whatever else you want, right? I often use this to put my appointments or meetings or anything like that. If I have a reminder, if I think of some extra tasks that I want to assign to the day, because it's something I have to do in that day, I will write them down on that side, okay? So that is the weekly view. Now, from the weekly view, you have the ability to tap on any date. See how that comes up? And you go to the daily page now. Okay, so here is the daily page. It's right after, the daily pages are right after the weekly. So I tap, oops, sorry, sometimes when you tap this, it doesn't want to do what you want it to do. If I tap this, I go to 1, right? If I tap this, I go to 2, so, the second, sorry. Right? Makes sense, right? This flows, right? Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then guess what the next page is? The next week, right? So this is, doesn't matter which one we're looking at, this is your daily page, okay? So if you're someone who needs this additional space, right? That, okay, you've created your outline for the week and now you need to drill down to the day, you have the opportunity to use these pages. Myself personally, I don't necessarily always need this view every day, but it's great to have it in the digital because it's built in and it's not taking up any more or less space because it's a digital file, right? So, it is what it is. It's not making my planner any bulkier, but it's good to have on days where you do have a heavy day or you have a full schedule. You've got your top 3. Again, your top 3, you take them from your weekly, put them on your daily. You have your daily habits that you're working on. You have a full task list. You have a complete schedule from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. And then you have a generous note section that I left blank because maybe you want to add pictures in here. Maybe you want to put like a little vision board or inspiration or just write some quotes in there. Or maybe you just have a ton of notes you're going to take and you want to be able to scribble them and all fit them all in, right? So there's a blank note section for you to write everything you need for a day. And as we scroll through, again, all the days, we get to the next week and I can go here. There's the Sunday to the next week, on and on and on. And then I'm trying to get to the end of the month. At the end of the month, once you get to the final Sunday that belongs to a month, the way I do this, right? Because obviously the 28th day is not the last day of January, but it's the final full week. You have a monthly review page, right? So you can stop at the end of your month, look back at your month, decide what worked, what didn't work, what tasks you need to migrate. So tasks that you didn't get done in this month that you may need to move to next month, and what you've learned, right? What insights have you gleaned from this previous month? A very simple monthly review for you to learn, tweak your strategy, and move forward into the next month. And then of course, here's the next month. Here's February, March, April, March, the monthly tasks, the weeks, the days, Here's my birthday. Okay, so yeah, now we're on Wednesday, March 13th. Okay, so this is how this section of the planner goes. Okay, so all the way to the end of the year, right? So what happens at the end of the year here for us? Here. Oh, actually, I did end up giving here. So here. Okay, monthly review, and then it moves naturally into the project section, which is the second tab up at the top, right? Okay, so project section has the project matrix and the tracker are linked. Okay, so here's the project matrix. This is the way that I organize. I have to see them visually, all of my projects laid out for the year. And they have 3 categories here. We have monthly objectives, so objectives that belong to the month, so there's 12 boxes. Then we have quarterly objectives. There's 4 of those across the year. And then the annual or half year objectives, right? So I have 2 big boxes there for things that are, kind of going through the entire length of the year that I'm working on, right? Go back here, project tracker. Okay. This is the project tracker. This is if you like to write things in, right? To actually see them like me, or you like to list out the name of your project, right? This tracker helps to keep you on track, right? So it gives you a space for project name, due date. Has the project been planned? Like, did you make a project plan for it yet? Is it in progress, meaning that you started it? And has it been completed? Now, the interesting thing about this page, and this is the first place you're going to see this in the planner, is that for 40 of these list pages here, you can see the 40 of them have this little circle, which means that if I hit one of these circles, it takes me to a project page, right? So you don't have to scroll through or flip through all of your projects to find the one you want, right? You can go ahead, and what I've done is I've pre-populated 40 linked. There's 40 linked pages in the project plan, right? So if I hit the third one here, there's the third page. So it's page 3, page 2, page 1, tracker, right? So they're all in order and they're all linked. Now, of course, if you happen to have more than 40, that's a lot of projects, but some people do have more than 40, you still have more space to add in more tracker, right? To track more things. And then you can just go ahead and duplicate pages in the file, right? Which is something you can easily do when you're digitally planning. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at a project plan. Very standard project plan for me, if you guys have ever seen them. A place for the project name, a description, a due date, a resource list, the actual step-by-step task list with a little area for you to put the due, like when you want to do those, when each individual task might be due in the project. And then you have an area to create notes. And there's, like I said, there's 40 of those, right? I could go back here. I could go here. Let's see, go to the last page so I don't have to bother. And then after the 40 pages, we start the brain dump section, which is another tab. Okay, so the brain dump section doesn't actually have any linked pages because all the pages are the same in this section. So instead what I did here was I put the brain dump triggers list on this page. If you're not sure what a brain dump is, it's basically when you get all your thoughts, plans, dreams, and ideas out of your head onto paper so you can then organize them so that you can act on them. Okay, so that's the first step to functional planning. So there is this triggers list that's supposed to help you to remember certain things that you might be holding on to in your brain so you come up with a more complete brain dump, okay? So in this section, what we've got are just my brain dump inserts, and there's 20 of these pre-populated, but again, you can copy and paste as many as you need. Left side is where you're going to actually write down the items. And then the right side is where you have an Eisenhower Matrix where you're going to be able to prioritize the things, right? This is something that normal planners do not give you. The ability to write a task list and then prioritize it is a game changer, right? So, and what I love about digital is instead of having to rewrite things by hand, you can literally just copy and paste things that you already wrote out, which is wonderful. So the Eisenhower Matrix prioritizes things by importance and urgency. So anything that is important and urgent is something that you need to do now, like you need to act on it now. Anything that's not important, but it's urgent, you may want to delegate to someone else who finds it to be important, okay? Anything that's important and not urgent will be put on a task list and scheduled to do at a later date. It's important to you, but it's not urgent. It's not something you have to focus on right now. And then things that are not important or not urgent can be like deleted. They could be deferred for later, however you want to handle them, right? So you have, like I said, 20 of these brain dump inserts. And then we move into the brainstorm section. Now, the brainstorm section does, as you can see here, kind of has a little tracker the way that the project plans had tracker. And here I've basically created a tracker for you to be able to quickly access specific brainstorm pages by topic. And you have 20 of those pages pre-populated. So when we go ahead and hit a circle, right, it brings us to a brainstorm page. Now, the reason I did this for the brainstorm, but not from brain dump, is because brain dumps, sometimes you use multiple pages for one brain dump. So I thought it would be hard to categorize the pages, right? But for sure, for the brainstorms, you're going to have one brainstorm page for like planning out a project or mapping out a party, like let's say, or building a campaign for something you're doing in your business, right? You would use one of these for a topic. So it's much more clear cut. And so to help you keep those organized, they're all linked. This is the brainstorm and what I call plan and prep pages. The right is like a mind map, where up top in the big box, you'll put a problem or the topic, the thing that you're working on and trying to like come up with a plan for. And then you have different boxes that you can use to either mind map and like kind of break down your thoughts and ideas visually, or every box could be like a category, right? So like if you're planning someone's birthday party, you could say like, okay, husband's 50th birthday. And then it could be like one box could be the invite list. Next box could be decorations. Next box could be food, location, all the different things you could actually break down into topics. And then from this, you can kind of create yourself a little to-do list and create some more notes, right? And then from this, you could either work off of this page, or if it were, let's say, probably for a birthday party, you're probably not going to turn it into a project plan. But let's say that this is for a marketing campaign, right? My marketing campaign for this launch, right? I broke it out on a brainstorm page first, and then I took that information and put it in a project plan, right? So this is really good pre-planning things that'll help you get your ideas out, help you clarify your ideas, right? So that you can actually turn them into actions that make sense for you to actually work on. Okay, so those are the brainstorm pages. The last section here is the notes section. Here in notes, you can see we've got three types of notes: lined, blank, and boxed. I'll show you those in a second. But then we also have 6 blank divided sections. It says at the bottom here, this notes section includes 6 blank divided sections for you to populate and organize as you wish. Name each section as you desire and select the box to transfer to the section. From there, you can use lined, blank, or box notes, or any other notes you want to use to populate the section. So this actually helps you to create not just a note section, but actually kind of gives you like extra tabs and extra divided sections for your note section. So we'll go ahead and look. This is the lined notes page. Blank, blank, boxed, boxed. And this is, for this page, it's 12 little boxes. So technically it could be like every month of the year if you wanted to break things out like that. But that's a nice number to have, right? In case you want to like box things in or do like another mind map. Or you could just do a mind map right here on like a blank note, however you want to do it. So here you can see on the boxes, when I hit these boxes, it takes me to a divided page. So let's see, let's just, for instance, I'm going to just pretend I want to do this here. Oops. I need to get out of this and oops. Okay. Here we go. Let's say I want to create a journal section here for me. Forgive my handwriting right now. Okay. Go here. Oh, okay. Oops. Here's the section for it. Journal. Okay. Nice and sloppy. Okay, we're going to go back to notes, and let's say I'll just take lined notes, right? I'm going to copy the lined notes. I'll go back here, hit my journal, and I will add it after, paste page after. So guess what's here now? Now a lined section is here, a lined page is there. And then if I keep going, there's the second divided section, then the third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and then you're at the end of the planner. Right? So you can populate these with the inserts that I've given you, right? Or you can, insert of good notes, and all of these different apps kind of give you different options. But I could add a Cornell page if I wanted to here, right? And I can populate this section as I please, right? For this topic, right? So this is how we use the note section. And that, ladies, is the Digital Master Planner horizontal. Now, go ahead, close it up. And let's go ahead real quick and take a look at the vertical. Now, you're going to have to forgive me because I tested this ahead of time. It's a little bit of a pain in the butt for me to get this oriented properly, actually, for you guys in this on the live. So I'm going to do this in a horizontal layout, but just know that these pages are optimized, that instead of holding your iPad like this, you could hold it like this. See, it's going to mess it up and I have to go in and change things. So bear with me. You're going to see the pages and see what they look like. Just know that it's oriented a different way. And that's because, like, for me personally, I like to hold my planner. This is the one I use, the vertical. I like to hold my planner up like it's a notebook, right? I like to have things that direction, right? So that's what's more comfortable for me when I write, but many people prefer the horizontal, which is why I made 2 designs, right? And I give both of them to you so you don't have to choose. You can try which one works for you and feel free to use them as you see fit, right? So, vertical master planner. As I said, everything is the same in here. Everything is the same. So, goal master planning sheet. Ideal day. Your ideal week. It is on the side, but same thing, still fill it out. The planning routines, the strategy page, the vision board. Then you get to your calendars. Something that's different here, let's see, year at a glance, they're a little smaller, that's all. Yearly tracker is on 2 pages, okay? So you have 2 pages for the yearly tracker. And then for the yearly overview, I have 1 page per quarter, right? So when you hit quarter 1, it takes you here. If you hit quarter 2, it takes you here. Quarter 3, quarter 4, I bet you guys can guess what the next page is. If you said January, you're right. So here's the January portrait style landscape for the month, okay? We have a more truncated view of the monthly, and then you have the important dates and events at the bottom. So if there's anything where you feel like you need to call things out, you can put them in here. That important dates and events is also kind of where I will put like what my top 3 objectives are for the week or whatever, versus using that horizontal layout I showed you on the monthly, that where you have it kind of on the notes section. I kind of leave it down. I kind of just write them down here and I'll say like week 1 and I'll write them down week 2, week 3, whatever it is, right? So again, all the same exact functionality. If I hit a week, it takes me to the week. It takes me to the dashboard page. Then I scroll over and I can see the weekly task part. And then I can tap a day and we have a day on 1 page. So there's only one page for this, but it's like a truncated view of the one that was in the horizontal. Top 3 tasks, schedule, notes. Only thing that was missing is the specific habits section, but you can just write those in, right? That's it. Let's go back. Let's go to February. Because obviously something I forgot to show you was after the months, because these are logical, they kind of just go continuously. You get the task list, you get the tracker. Then the week starts, right? We did calendar up here already. Projects, matrix and tracker, again, same thing. Matrix is broken up onto 2 pages. The tracker is 2 pages. Same thing when you click a button, takes you to the actual project plan. The notes page is separate. Then it goes to brain dump, all the brain dump pages. Then it goes to brainstorm, again, tap, and it takes you to the brainstorm page for the topic. You get to the notes section, lined, blank, and this one, the box notes, there's only 6 per page. And then you've got your 6 divided sections that kind of just take you. And I left this page because it's a thin page. I thought maybe like for me, I actually have been putting like pictures or things on to like kind of tell me what the section is. So it's a blank page, but you've got 6 of these and they're linked and you can go ahead and make them whatever you want the section to be, right? Let's go ahead and do this again. We'll do the journal example. Here. Journal. Sorry that I wrote that so sloppily. Then we go here, and then if I want, I can take any of my notes pages, or I can go ahead and add a note page from my GoodNotes, right? And again, this is going to vary based on which applications you're using. This is why I love GoodNotes on my iPad, because it has all these sorts of things built in. And then I have my journal section here, and I could add a picture here if I wanted to. Let's see, to like spice it up. What's this? Oh, okay. Yeah, here's a good one. It's a nice picture. I'm too magical for your bullshit. This is just an example to show you guys. I didn't mean for that to be there. Yeah, I can close that out. Okay, but I can put a picture or a graphic, or I can write in a title. I can do whatever I want to this divider page, and then look, my journal comes, right? That's actually pretty. I think that's pretty actually on topic for a journal section, right? Get all the bullshit out, right? Okay, so that is the vertical master planner. So, next thing we're going to do is talk about what your planning style is, digital, inserts, or bound, and we're going to talk a little bit about the differences between them. But something I wanted to mention really quickly is, like I said, that there are bonuses for the digital as well. So the digital master planner bonuses are a set of stickers that you can use for the planner. Plus, I made you digital versions or digital enabled versions of all of the master planner inserts, bonuses, right? So you have this page, right, in a JPEG that you'll be able to, you can cut and crop these down if you want to use the mini pictures. I have these already ready to go as individual JPEGs that you can use in your digital planner. I have this design broken down. Instead of it being white, it is also that grayish color that is from this design. So it's all coordinating with the planner, but you have all of these inserts as well. And you don't need the planner tabs because they're already built into the digital, right? So you are getting a digital version of all of these bonuses if you buy the digital master planner. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about digital planning. This is what you need to know about digital planning. Digital planning files are interactive PDFs. So PDFs are universal file types, but they require a PDF annotation app to use. So I got the question before from someone that was asking like, oh, is your digital planner like compatible with Android? Well, the planner is in the form of an interactive PDF, and a PDF is a universal file type. You just need to have the right software to open it, right? So on my iPad, as you saw, I was using GoodNotes. Right, but there are a number of different apps that you can use depending on what your tablet is or whatever computer you're using to do your digital planning. So on that note, digital planning does require the use of some electronic device, usually a tablet, right, with an e-pencil, or electronic pencil, or whatever you call it, a stylus, right? Is that the word for it? But it can also be used on smartphones or on your computer. So you could actually technically use the digital planning on your computer, like with a PDF annotator app, and you'll have all the same functionality, and you'll just, instead of writing on your computer screen, you'll probably be typing things in, but you can totally do that. Now, these are some of the most popular apps that you can use to digitally plan. So these are going to be a mix of iPad, but also other ones here are Android or Google. I really don't understand the difference between all of those things, but this is a congregation of different apps that members of my mastermind have been using to digital plan. So there's Notability, there's GoodNotes. GoodNotes is the one I use. NoteShelf, Adobe Acrobat, Supernote, Natively, UDPF, PDF Annotator, Foxit, Nitro Reader, SwiftDo, Wondershare, OneNote, Zodo. And there are probably way more. This is just the ones that me and my mastermind sisters could come up with, right? Also, I use an iPad Pro, like I said, 11 inches with GoodNotes, but you can use this with other tablets as well. You don't have to just use it for an iPad. And if you're someone who's an iPhone user, you can definitely use it on an iPhone. Especially if you're using GoodNotes, it'll sync between an iPad and an iPhone, or like your multiple devices, whatever they are, right? If you're using GoodNotes, right? So digital planning, as far as I have been able to decide, right? It's really for the woman who is comfortable with technology, but also loves the flexibility of digital, right? Digital, I will say, it took me years to get into this, mostly because I didn't have the right planner. I didn't have, not planner, but the right iPad and the right planner, right? I had to design my own digital planner in order for this to be like perfect for me. But you do need to be comfortable with technology. But the digital is so much, it's such a nice experience when you have the right tools, because I think, you're still getting the benefit of writing by hand if you choose to. Of course, I can with GoodNotes type. Like I could totally be typing things in, but I get that benefit of writing by hand. And I also love how I can add things in, right? I can take pictures and add them into my planner. I don't have to rewrite things all the time. If you notice in the master plan system, one part that's actually a very important function of the system is that you are going to be duplicating information in places, right? You're going to write things down in multiple places. That's because the repetition is important. But instead of writing them always down by hand, I can copy and paste. And so I can have the information in multiple places without having to write and rewrite things, right? Which is wonderful. If you are someone who is using the iPhone ecosystem, right? Like the Apple ecosystem. If you have an iPad and an iPhone, it's wonderful that you actually don't have to take your iPad with you to plan. You have GoodNotes on your iPhone and you're going to be able to see your plans because it's all going to sync up, right? So you can plan on your phone or refer to plans on your phone, and it means you don't have to carry something around with you, right? You're getting the best of the idea of having a planner that you write in, but also all of that kind of functionality and portability of the digital world, right? So that is who digital planning is for. The woman who is comfortable with the technology, someone who already has it, right? People have asked me oh, Alexis, which device should I use so that I can buy your digital planner? That is so I don't know, it honors me very much when you guys say that. I don't necessarily think you should buy a tablet just to use my digital planner. I have other versions of the planner for you to use. Have a better reason than just digital planning to buy a $500 to $1,000 device. I mean, that's just what I'm saying. I know some tablets can be cheaper, but have maybe more of a reason than just digital planning is what I would say if you're getting into this. But you definitely have to be someone who's comfortable with tech, right? Because, and for the most part, I think that people who are going to flow naturally to digital planning are people who already have the iPad, who already have the devices, right? Because they're already techies. They're already people who like to use this stuff, right? So it's a natural part of their life, right? So that is who I would say digital planning is for. And those are some of the more specifics about using the digital planner. Last thing I want to talk about is if you would like to get the entire 2024 Master Planner system for free. Wouldn't you love that? Just get everything, the digital, the print on demand. The only thing that doesn't come with this is the bound, but the digital and print on the bound, the whole thing, the whole shebang for free. That's a $120 value. Well, you are the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. And if you're like me, you may not have many ambitious, like-minded women around you that have taken, and so you've taken to the internet to find that community and accountability, right? And that is exactly why I've created the Charmed Life Mastermind. It is an accountability and personal development coaching membership community for ambitious women who are designing their best lives. When you join the membership, you get instant access to a library of content. I have over 30 masterclasses. We have monthly live Q&As, the replays for those. We have monthly planning sessions. There are tons of planner inserts, meditations, additional resources covering topics of planning, productivity, mindset, goal setting, and metaphysics. We do 3 live Zoom calls per month. We have a new monthly masterclass every month. We do a Q&A coaching call every month, and we do our CEO Power Hour, which is our monthly planning session every single month. You will get access to our Mastermind Slack, where we will do daily accountability prompts, different sorts of food for thought sorts of prompts. We have a book club going in there. We do Q&A. There are monthly challenges. There is meal inspo ideas. We have Spotify playlists. Whole different resources. We add everything in there to our Slack. That's our private membership community, like a chat, right? That we all talk together. And when you enroll in the annual membership option, which is currently on promotion for $30.33, you get the 2024, forgot to change that, 2024 Master Planner for free. But remember, you can also get it for free with the new quarterly option as well. So this is what you're going to get and experience inside the Mastermind. First, personal development. If you love to learn but don't have time to dig into research yourself, the resource library is like a productivity and personal development Netflix subscription with videos and downloads that you can use to implement what you learn. You're going to get accountability here. I'll be your accountability buddy, checking in with you weekly, right, to check your progress on your defined objectives. And I also do coaching live and through messaging on our Slack, right? So you come to a live, you need some coaching. This is what we have these live calls for. We have tons of breakthroughs. I help people map out plans. We did an amazing class. Actually, I feel like our last class we just did was our quarterly planning that we did earlier this month. And we had a great conversation at the end about breaking down our plans into our objectives so that we get things done and into habits and things like that. It was a wonderful conversation. So that is all happening inside of the mastermind. And of course, friendship and connection. So we have the best community filled with a variety of women from different backgrounds and in different fields of work. We have stay-at-home mothers, we have project management professionals, government employees, scientists, researchers, therapists, and small business owners. Get ready to connect with some amazing, ambitious, and focused women to help you level up your life. Here's a quote from a member within the group. I am blown away at the tremendous support within the Slack community. There are so many motivating women on here that are crushing it and making wins daily. It's so great and encouraging to be part of an amazing group like this one. Thank you for being here with us. And if you're here in the chat, you're going to see I have a bunch of our mastermind ladies are actually here showing their support and sharing about their experience with the master planner and with the mastermind. It's really a wonderful membership community for anyone who really is trying to improve their life, trying to learn and master functional planning, really trying to be someone who is that ideal version of themselves. You know, coaching, individual coaching can cost a lot, right? So I've created this community. It's an ongoing community where we meet. I create resources for you. You get the support that you need and the prompts that you need to go deep, really, and become the best version of yourself day in and day out, right? So, like I said, there is a new payment option here when you join the mastermind. It's the quarterly payment option, which is $99 every 90 days you'll be charged. It comes with the 2024 entire master plan system, value of $120. What did I say the whole total value of this one was? Like you save like $250 a year when you choose this option. The offer expires though, right on the 1st of August. So the quarterly payment will remain, but the bonus is going to get kicked out of it. But it'll stay the same price. Your second option that's on promotion today is the annual membership. It's $333. It's usually $396. $333 you'll get charged every year, every 365 days. And you also get the bonus of the master planner entire system. This offer expires on the 1st. After that, the community goes back to $396, and I do keep the master planner as the bonus. It is always still the bonus for the annual membership. I've just added it to quarterly this time around. Of course, if you want to join, but quarterly or annual isn't up for you, there is the monthly option. It is $44 per month. There is no bonus, but it's also, this community is, you know, as you please, right? So no question asked cancellation policy, right? You join, you stay with us for as long as you like, you leave, we're good, no hard feelings, right? Because this is about your personal development, okay? But the special promotional offers expire August 1st. Again, to remind you, the promotions, you can use the code MP2024 at launch, and you can shop for any planning tools. The code works on shop planning tools. I think I put shopping instead of shop planning tools. That's one of the categories, and anything under learn productivity strategy. That is on, that it will apply to the code. It's 20% off now until the 15th, like through to the 15th. So the 14th really. Starting the 15th, the code switches to 15% off until the 22nd. On the 22nd, the code becomes 10% off until August 1st. Then the code is gone, it disappears. So the sooner you buy, the more you save, and you can use the code more than once. Of course, just to reiterate, new quarterly payment option for the mastermind, $99 every 90 days. That's $33 a month. 2024 master planner system, save $252. Annual membership option for the mastermind, $333 every 365 days, plus the planner, that's $315 savings. There's no code for this, no code. It's already there. Choose the option you want to pay, check out, be on your way, okay? So that is everything I have for you guys. Now I'm going to go ahead and look in the comments and see if anyone had questions. If you had questions, now is the time to ask. I'm going to go ahead and review. If anyone had a question, make sure you start with the letter Q, right? So I know it's a question, not like a comment or a reaction to someone else. So say Q and then your question. Okay, so scrolling through. Oh, here's a question. I don't think they left a Q first, but they said, will digital be printable or will there be a promo for both? Digital is different than printable. The code MP2024 launch includes both of those. So you can use the discount on either. Okay, here's another question while I'm waiting. To be clear, the Charmed Life Mastermind comes with both the digital and the entire print-on-demand system. Correct. You get all of those inserts. The only thing that doesn't come with the Mastermind subscription, the quarterly or annual, not the monthly, right? Right now, this is the promotion. Only thing it doesn't come with is the actual physical bound one that's on Amazon to buy. Debbie says, if we do the quarterly version, we get basically everything. That's correct. Correct. Everything except the bound. Yes. So it's really an amazing promotion right now to join on the quarterly basis. But that's going to go away. Like the bonus is going to go away for the quarterly. I'm going to keep quarterly as a payment option. I think that might be really useful for people. But the bonus is going to go away. It's going to remain exclusively with the annual membership after this promotion period. So absolutely, guys, I really think that the Master Planner is the planner to be using, right? It is the planner. It's a complete functional planning system. And what makes it different is the system of inserts inside. It is not just a paper-based reminder system or even a digital reminder system. It actually walks you through step by step things that you need to do to get your ideas out of your head and onto paper with the brain dump and brainstorm, right? That helps you get your thoughts clear, prioritize them, right? Understand the difference between what you need to do now and what you could be doing later, right? So you're not getting confused and working on things that are due, further in the future just to avoid the things that are supposed to be due now, right? And so you have all those inserts. And then you have the project planning system, right? That's all about taking all of those great ideas that you had and you brain dumped and turning them into clear objectives. Because this is one of the big problems I see is that when people are, trying to plan, they're just kind of like, you're kind of brain dumping on one of those other planners. You'll just be brain dumping on the daily or on the weekly or even on the monthly, but you're not organizing it strategically to really let you see how all of your actions could be adding up to a specific outcome, right? And very often people make this problem of for themselves that they will put a project on their to-do list, which is one of those big no-nos for me. If you guys have ever heard me talk about that before, putting a project on a to-do list means you will put an entire multi-step plan, right, as just a to-do. So it's not just one individual task, it's actually several tasks. And so looking at that on your to-do list, if you try to tackle it in one day, it might be too much, right? And it might throw off the rest of your tasks for the day. So it's really important that we take those projects and we break them down strategically so we understand what we can take action on and we have a more reasonable expectation of time, right? So we've gotten all of our stuff out of our head onto paper. We've organized our things into phase 2 of functional planning, into objectives, right? And then we map it out across our year, across our months, across our weeks, and across our days, right? And that's how we get visibility to everything that we have to do. It's how we set better expectations for ourselves. It's how we tackle the most priority items so we don't let them fall to the bottom of the list because we've taken the time in our weekly to say, these are the top 3 things I need to do. These are the top 3 objectives I need to work on in January or in August, right? These are the things that should have my focus. And so they're going to take up my primary space in real estate in my planner, right? So that you are being face to face with what you actually have to do, right? Not just have a list of to-dos that are a wish list for you, right? Which is what happens in many planner systems. Yes. Okay. So a lot of people who are going to sign up now. Awesome. Welcome. Yeah, so that is the difference between the Master Planner and every other planner. And of course, I think it's the best planner, right? I designed it to really be an actual planner, strategic, right? Research-backed strategy, neuroscience built into the planner, right? But then on top of that, if you're someone who just in general is a fan of me and my work and my philosophies, wants to learn how to functionally plan better, but as I already kind of said earlier on, you don't just get a planner and you magically are planning in it every day. It is a habit that you have to make time for. It is a routine that you have to build in your life. And having the mastermind, right? Having your mastermind sisters and me to help keep you accountable, you are going to learn to develop those routines, right? We do a lot of planning together. We plan for the quarter together. We plan for the month together. I put prompts in our Slack for, daily planning things and weekly planning things so that you're always remembering to do things, right? And establishing that routine for yourself. But also, it gives me the opportunity inside the mastermind to teach you guys about different things that you need to expand, your personal development and your own personal skill set, right? Because we're only as good as our mindset and our personal development will let us be. So I create a variety of different resources and tools on demand for you within the mastermind. And I personally coach you through any problems that you're having one-to-one and in a group setting. Live. We do one-to-one. I'll talk to people live on the calls, and we can also chat one-to-one in the group as well in Slack. So it's an amazing opportunity to really get the accountability, the information, the strategy, extra tools. There's more tools in the mastermind than you can actually ever use, right? There's so many options in there. No one needs all of them, right? But I make everything because everyone has unique lives, unique, situations, right? They think about planning differently, right? There's different priorities that they have. Everyone has different needs, right? So it's all there inside of the mastermind. It's like my life's work, the culmination of my life's work inside the mastermind, and you get to join me for the ride and benefit from all of it. Great question here. Do I have to wait to January or do I start now? You start right now, right? So when you enroll, as soon as you enroll, you have access to the mastermind. You can go in, you have the entire library to peruse, plus everything going forward, all the lives and replays and resources moving forward. So you do not have to start till January. As soon as you sign up for the mastermind, you are in, right? So you are in for as long as you are a member, right? So once you're ready to go, we can cancel, no questions asked. Like to keep you around. Many of the ladies here in the mastermind have been with me since the very beginning or very close to the beginning, right? It's not most people stay because it's pretty awesome. So yes, you can start right now. One more thing that I do want to say, I see another question that just popped up. Something I forgot to say in the actual class is when you purchase the master planner system, either the digital or the physical, the print on demand, you actually are going to get the 2023 inserts too. Right? This is not true of a la carte. When you buy the a la carte, you're just getting the year. But when you buy the entire master planner system with your bonuses, you're going to get the planner inserts for this year. And you're going to get, I have a digital version of the master planner, both of them, that is for Q3 and Q4 of this year. So you're going to be able to use the inserts right now. You don't have to wait. Right? Yes. Okay, good. So that was the question someone else had. Awesome. Yes. You'll be able to use it right now. Another question. I'm sorry if I missed this. Yes, this is the same question. Okay, so exact same question that I just answered. When you purchase the master planner now, the print on demand or the digital, you will have the inserts to use right now. You're going to get the 2023. So I've pulled down most of the 2023 inserts. There is no 2023 master planner in my shop right now because the 2024, you'll get the rest of 2023 with it. So you get an extra bonus for signing up. So you have next year's inserts and this year's. Awesome. I'm trying to think, anything else? I don't think so, you guys. I think that's it. Are there any final questions before I leave you? Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you so much for all of the thumbs up. It was so great to talk to you guys and share the new planner with you, the digital planner. So excited. Okay, it looks like I don't have any more questions. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say my goodbyes. So thank you guys so much for joining me today. I truly appreciate it. Definitely make sure to use that code MP2024 launch at checkout as soon as possible to get the highest discount on your planning tools for 2024. That if you buy the master planner, you'll get them all right now, right? You can start using it right now, the 2023 version. And if you're someone who is serious about improving their productivity, would like to get coaching from me, the Charmed Life Mastermind is where you can do that. It is a very affordable membership option. You can pay monthly, quarterly, or annually. And we've talked about the bonuses for the latter two subscriptions. But No questions asked cancellation policy. I am super available to the members within the mastermind. You have tons of different resources in there. So it really, if you're looking for help, right, getting your life organized and on track, if you're someone who likes to do personal development, right, but sometimes doing it on your own is hard, you're not sure what information to go be looking at. There's so many different options. I really streamline it for you to help you to create and cultivate your best life ever. So go ahead and join the mastermind today. It's an amazing experience, and I can't wait to have you join us inside. So take advantage of the promotions I have going on now. And yeah, that's it, ladies. I will see you in the next video. Enjoy your planners, and I'll see you inside the mastermind. Bye-bye.